You work hard, you save, but you still feel stuck, and that's not your fault. Your brain is hardwired to survive, not to build wealth. You see others building wealth and wonder, what's their secret? What if the biggest enemy to your financial future isn't your job or the economy, but what's inside your own head? It's like you're navigating the modern world with an ancient GPS, one that's actively leading you off a financial cliff. You're not broken. You're just running ancient software in a world that demands upgrades. Neuroscience and behavioral finance show us a surprising truth. Our brains have ancient programming built for short-term survival, not long-term wealth. Think of your brain as an old machine designed to keep you safe from immediate threats. Perfect for the wild, but terrible for the modern financial world. That ancient wiring creates hidden mental traps that quietly lead most people to struggle with money. In this video, we're going to expose those traps, show you exactly how your own mind is sabotaging your retirement, and give you the tools to break the cycle. And stick around, because the last trap we'll cover is the one that most people don't even realize is draining their bank account. If you're struggling with money, it's not because you're lazy or bad at math. It's because you're fighting millions of years of evolution. The part of your brain making most of your financial decisions, your emotional, impulsive brain, evolved for a world of immediate scarcity and danger with one goal: seek pleasure, avoid pain, and do it right now. For our ancestors, long-term was surviving the next winter, not planning for a 401k. Their world was about the immediate reward of food or the pain of an attack. That same operating system is still running your financial life. The instincts that kept them alive are the same ones pushing you toward trouble today. You're playing a new game with old rules, set up to lose. Until you understand the specific traps your brain sets, you'll stay stuck. This internal conflict shows up as a series of mental traps. These aren't just quirks. They are powerful psychological biases that actively work against your financial goals. First is loss aversion. For your brain, the pain of losing $100 feels twice as bad as the pleasure of gaining $100 feels good. This deep-seated fear makes you a terrible investor. The thought of losing money in the stock market is so painful that you might avoid it altogether, choosing the safety of a savings account where your money is guaranteed to lose value to inflation. This fear also makes you hold on to losing stocks for too long, hoping they'll bounce back, because selling makes the loss feel real. You get so focused on avoiding small losses that you miss out on huge long-term gains. Second, you're hooked on dopamine-driven spending. Every time you click Buy Now or tap your card, your brain gets a hit of dopamine. Feeling stressed? A little online shopping feels like a quick fix. The relief is immediate, but so is the credit card bill. You get caught in a cycle of emotional spending, trying to buy happiness in small bursts, while your long-term financial security disappears. Third is the silent wealth killer: procrastination. You know you should save more and invest earlier, but you tell yourself, I'll start next month. This isn't just laziness. It's your brain avoiding the unpleasant task of financial planning. But the cost of your delay is massive. Compound interest needs time. Waiting just a few years to start investing can cost you hundreds of thousands. Your procrastination is a quiet form of self-sabotage, and it's a debt your future self will have to pay. But if you think that one's bad, the next trap is even sneakier, and it's probably sabotaging your goals right now without you realizing it. Fourth, you fall for temporal discounting. This is your brain's destructive habit of valuing today far more than tomorrow. Given the choice between $100 today or $110 in a month, your brain screams to take the $100 now, even though it's a worse deal. To your brain, your future self is a stranger. The distant goal of a comfortable retirement feels less real than the immediate pleasure of a fancy dinner tonight. This present bias systematically causes you to sacrifice your long-term well-being for short-term fun. And finally, there's status anxiety and herd mentality. As a human, you're wired to fit in. Today, that means keeping up with the Joneses. You see friends on social media with lavish vacations and new cars, and your primitive brain screams, "Don't get left behind." This fear drives you to make financial decisions based on what others are doing, not on your own goals. You go into debt to project an image of success, confusing looking wealthy with being wealthy. You're just following the herd, sometimes right off a cliff of consumer debt. These 5 traps are powerful on their own, but the real danger is how they work together to create a cycle that's almost impossible to escape. I'm going to show you that cycle right now. Now, here's the most important part. Picture this like gears in a machine, each trap turning the next until you're locked in a loop that's designed to keep you broke. Here's how the loop traps you. Your fear of loss keeps your money out of growth investments. At the same time, your dopamine-driven brain craves the thrill of spending. The financial stress you feel makes you want more of those dopamine hits, which leads to even more emotional spending. You know you should make a plan, but procrastination kicks in because it feels overwhelming. And temporal discounting makes the future prize of retirement feel tiny compared to the immediate effort. All the while, status anxiety is screaming at you to keep spending just to keep up appearances. You see, you're not just making one bad decision, you're caught in a perfectly engineered cycle. Each bias makes the other stronger, digging you deeper into a financial hole. It's a prison where your own mind is the warden. If any of this is starting to sound familiar, if you feel like you've been fighting this battle without knowing what you're up against, then hit that subscribe button. This channel is where we fight back, one mindset shift at a time. The good news is, you're not doomed. You can't change your brain's ancient programming, but you can install new software. You can consciously override these primitive urges by building new systems and habits. Here's how you can start rewiring your brain. First, recognize the traps. Awareness is the first step to freedom. Just knowing about loss aversion, dopamine spending, and the other biases gives you power over them. When you feel the urge to splurge or the fear of investing, just pause and ask yourself, is this my logical brain talking, or is my ancient brain trying to sabotage me? Simply naming the impulse can take away its power. Second, automate everything. This is the single most powerful way to defeat your emotional brain. Your brain's weakness is that it has to actively decide to do the right thing. So, take the decision away from it. Set up automatic transfers to your savings and investment accounts for the day you get paid. This is called paying yourself first. The money is gone before you have a chance to miss it or spend it on a quick dopamine hit. Automation is the ultimate life hack for bypassing procrastination and temporal discounting. Third, practice mindful delay. To fight the instant gratification trap, create a simple rule. The 72-hour wait. Before any non-essential purchase over a set amount, say $100, put it on a list and wait 72 hours. This cooling off period lets the initial dopamine rush fade and gives your logical brain time to chime in. More often than not, you'll realize you didn't really need the item after all. You just wanted the feeling it promised. Fourth, knowledge is your best defense. Fear grows in uncertainty. The stock market feels scary because most people don't understand it. Commit to learning the basics of personal finance and investing. Knowledge replaces fear with confidence. You don't need to be a Wall Street expert, but you do need to understand how money works to make decisions from a place of logic, not emotion. Fifth, focus on your long-term vision. Your brain dismisses the future because it feels abstract, so make it real. Don't just save for retirement. Create a vivid emotional picture of the life you actually want. What will you do? Where will you live? Who will you be with? Write it down. Find pictures that represent it. Look at it often. Most people never do this. If you can visualize your future in detail, you'll make better financial decisions than 95% of the population. By making your future goals feel real and exciting, you give your brain a better reward to chase than that new pair of shoes. For your entire life, you may have thought that being bad with money was a character flaw. It's not. It's a biological one. The primitive programming in your brain, once designed to ensure your survival, is now the biggest hurdle to your financial freedom. But that doesn't have to be your story. You are not alone in this, and you are not powerless. By understanding these psychological traps, loss aversion, dopamine spending, procrastination, temporal discounting, and herd mentality, you can start to spot them in your own life. You can stop fighting a war against yourself and start building better habits. Automate your savings, practice mindful spending, educate yourself, and never lose sight of the future you're building. You have the power to override your primitive instincts and rewire your habits. But rewiring your brain is just the beginning. There's a lot more hiding beneath the surface, and your next breakthrough might be just one video away. Watch this next one and find out.